In this video, we're gonna see if the GoPro Hero 12 is a camera that an action sports athlete or a travel enthusiast would actually want. So we are headed on a vacation and we're actually gonna take this camera to see what kind of footage we can capture on our travels. And then later in this video, we're gonna take this to the mini ramp. We're gonna film some skateboard clips to see if you as a skateboarder would actually use this camera. And then at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you my final thoughts and if I think this is a camera that skateboarders would actually want. First, let's go pack. All right guys, so we made it to the tiny home. We're here at the Getaway Cabins in Osceola, Missouri, and we're here because it is my wife Olivia's birthday. So make sure to comment happy birthday down below. Barley's been having an absolute blast here, and this cabin has been awesome. I don't know what we really kind of expected with it being as small as it is, but the inside of it is amazing. When we got here last night, it was almost dark, so we kind of packed everything up and threw everything in there. I'll put some B-roll right here of what it looks like inside of the cabin. But then also we woke up this morning to Barley barking because there were some deer right out front. So not only was it really cool to see that, but we also woke up to about an inch of snow on top of everything as well. We planned on going hiking and doing some other fun stuff outside, but we kind of just had a slow morning, slept in, and really just enjoyed a lot of the wildlife that we got to see out the front of it. The cabin was super cool too. There's a big window that is right by the bed. When you look out, you get to see this incredible wilderness and a lot of the nature that's out here. There's a little kitchen area that was right here that is perfect. It's everything really that we needed. There was this table that we got to play cards at, and then they also have a small bathroom and a shower here as well. We definitely found out we're probably not tiny home people, but this was a lot of fun just for a couple days to get out, to kind of do a little digital detox and just enjoy some time out in nature for a little getaway. Obviously you're excited for this trip because you're the one that booked it. So what's been your favorite thing so far?
Probably making coffee and playing cards.
Yeah, I agree. It's been fun. And it looks like this guy might be ready to go back in. All right, we just got back from our 2-day trip and we're here at the mini ramp because we want to see, is the GoPro 12 actually a camera that skateboarders would use to capture skateboarding content? So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can capture content. The first one is how I capture content when I'm out skateboarding, whether I'm at the skate park or if I have somebody else filming me here at the mini ramp, and it looks like this. So every time I'm using the GoPro, I've got the media mod on for some better audio. I've got the max lens mod on if I can get it off. And you can see right here, it's got a little bit wider field of view on there. And then the rig that I'm using, the handle that I'm using is from a company called Death Lens. And I love it because it's small, it fits perfectly. Like you can see right here, the GoPro fits great here. There's a cold shoe mount right here. So if you did want to do an external monitor or maybe a light, you can use that. And you can even see here, there are grooves for your fingers. So all you have to do is grab right here. It's perfect, it's lightweight. I absolutely love this thing. So this is the first way I'm gonna show you how you can film on the GoPro Hero 12. The second way we're gonna see how you can capture content with the GoPro is through a tripod. And instead of using a tripod for this video, I actually have this magnetic clip. And one of the reasons that I love this is because you can take this, go to your coping, you'll hear that it sticks on, it's a little difficult to pull off. But I think it is a perfect thing that you can use for a tripod. If you've ever been to the skate park by yourself, or you're just solo sessioning out in the streets or on a mini ramp like this, having a tripod or a magnetic clip like this is key. So we're gonna check out some of that footage as well. And the third test that I'm gonna show you is how you can film content from a POV perspective. As a skateboarder or a snowboarder, or even a surfer, I'm sure you've seen those clips before. And recently I ended up getting this bite mount, and it has been something I've absolutely loved using. Before, I know people have used like the helmets, but I'm not always wearing a helmet. So we've been using this instead. It has a silicone piece right here, and it looks just like this when you film. It might look kind of goofy, but the footage looks awesome, and I'll show you how that looks as well. We're gonna be filming each of these in a super view mode and then also a hyper view mode. And then lastly, I'm gonna take that hyper view mode and crop it vertically. That way you can see if this footage is something you would use on social media for some short form content. And then lastly, the settings that I have for the GoPro are gonna be right here on the screen. All right, I've got our camera the way that I would normally film, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some clips, kind of just some basic clips so you can see what it looks like on the GoPro Hero 12. Okay, so that is what it looked like if you film in super view and then also hyper view, and the way that I would normally film with the handle, with the lens, with the media mod. Next, let's look at what it looks like to get those same clips, except on a tripod on the GoPro Hero 12. So lastly, we're gonna put the bite mount on the GoPro. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like to get some first person point of view footage on the GoPro Hero 12. Okay, so there are a few different angles of what it looks like to skate and film on the GoPro Hero 12. Hopefully that will help you when you're trying to figure out what kind of camera that you want. I love this thing. It is super fun, especially for action sports athletes. Let me give you our final thoughts in the studio. Okay, so my final thoughts is the GoPro Hero 12, a camera that an action sports athlete would actually use. We got to take it and do some fun travel stuff, and then we also got to take it to the mini ramp and see, as a skateboarder, is this something you would like? Here's what I can say. On this channel, before we had this camera, we used to use the GoPro Hero 9. And the GoPro Hero 12 is quite a bit better in a few different places. One is the internal processor. One of the things I've noticed when we had the GoPro Hero 9, when you would capture a clip, it would take so long for you to go back, look at that clip, have it open up, render, get ready to play, pause it, and then go back. For some reason, the internal processor, the software that was on the inside of it took forever. With a 12, I've noticed it's a lot snappier, and it helps those skate sessions go a little bit quicker as well. If you're trying to get a clip, the last thing you want to do is wait to see if you actually got the clip, if you touched your hand, if your foot touched, and you have to wait for so long because you're trying to have this thing process. I love that the 12 is a little bit quicker. The other thing I love about the GoPro 12 is it has GP log, and it is a setting that makes sure your colors look completely flat. And the reason that it looks like that in comparison to other modes that it has is so that when you go back and you color grade it, when you edit it later, you have a little bit more play and more options. There's more data in there so that you can add the colors the way that you want them to specialize in your specific look. And the last few things I really love about this camera, one, it's small, it's easy to travel with. Like you can see, even with all of the accessories, I've got the media mod, I've got the max lens mod, and even when I showed you what it looked like to have the handle on here, it's still pretty small. So as a skateboarder, you don't have to worry about taking a massive camera out of your bag. You just take this thing out, you can vlog while you travel, or you can capture some clips at the skate park. And not only can you capture a bunch of clips, but it has a bunch of mounts that go with it. You get to see the bite mount and then the magnetic clip, but there's so many other things that you can use. When we were on our vacation, we also had this really long mount that we use, and we were able to capture the entire Jeep. So there's a lot of different options that you can use, and they're also pretty small as well, and they all fit onto the GoPro. And the last thing that I love about this camera, it's like super easy to use. And not only that, but there's an app that you can use. It is the Quick app, and so as soon as you capture that footage, you can put it right on your phone, and you can upload it right into social media. So you really have the best of both worlds. If you want to take some time and color grade stuff and put it in GP log, you can, or if you just want to capture a quick clip at the skate park and then share it over to your Instagram story, you can do that as well. So my review in skating. So you saw the two different modes that we use. We use Super View, but then we also use the Hyper View mode. I really enjoy the Super View mode if I'm out vlogging, if I'm capturing normal footage, but if I'm by myself, what I recognize with that Hyper View mode, it's a lot wider. So if you set your GoPro up on a tripod, you're gonna capture pretty much everything. You don't have to worry about missing your clip. You can also see that when I film the POV footage, when I use the Super View, my board got cut off quite a bit, but in the Hyper View, my board's in there a lot more. So I would recommend, if you're by yourself, I think Hyper View is the way to go. But if you're filming somebody else and you want that real authentic fisheye look, I would highly recommend the Super View. I think the Hyper View, if you're using it and you're actually filming someone, it gets so warped on the side that you're gonna have to zoom in anyway, and that's what's gonna look like that Super View as well. With every camera, there are things we like and things that we don't like. The one thing that I don't like about this one is the audio. So with the GoPro, as you recognize, it is an action sports camera. It's not really made for audio, but I want to be able to use it in vlog. I don't want to have two different cameras. I want to be able to vlog on this and then also capture skateboarding footage on this. So to do that, I had to use the media mod, which is awesome. But if you are a snowboarder or a surfer, the minute you put the media mod onto your GoPro, it no longer becomes waterproof. So while this works for me, because I'm not really worrying about this thing getting wet, if you are someone who uses water sports or board sports and what you're doing, if you put the media mod on, recognize it's not waterproof. I don't know like a good solution for that, but I would love to see that happen in the future, to where there's something that is waterproof and the audio is solid as well. So would I recommend the GoPro Hero 12 for any action sports athlete? My answer is yes. One of the things I love about GoPro is it was actually made by a surfer. So it's something for action sports athletes by action sports athletes. I love it. It's small, like I said. I kind of already mentioned all the reasons that I really do enjoy this, but for me as a skateboarder, I don't always need the over-the-top cinema camera to capture something. Sometimes I just want to put this in my bag, I want to take it out on the plane, I want to film some funny moments with my friends, or I just want to capture skateboarding. And this is the perfect thing for it. The battery lasts super long as well, and really everything that comes with this is pretty small, so it fits super easy in your travel suitcase or in your backpack when you're at the skate park. So I would recommend this. I absolutely love it. There are some YouTubers out there that strictly use GoPros, and I still think their footage looks incredible. It takes some time to figure out how to do it like any camera, but once you get it, once you master it, you can make your footage look incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to check out any of the mounts that I use, any of the cameras that I use, I've got a link down in the description. You can check those out there. They are affiliate links, so if you purchase through those links, it helps support this channel. So comment down below, would you actually purchase, or do you have a GoPro? Is it something you use as a skateboarder, a snowboarder, or a surfer? Make sure to comment that down below. We've got some other videos right here on the screen. Make sure to check those out. And if you like this, please subscribe for more content. I'll catch you guys in the next video.